crafty friends, thanks for joining me today. I am working on the Everyday Beauty Kit that we're going to be making at Fred and June's on April 26th, Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. I'm just finishing up my samples, so I thought I'd make a little video so you can see what the kit's like and come join us. So like all the kits, it comes in the cute little Stampin' Up! Kit box, and it has everything inside that we need, including the envelopes. So we've got 9 envelopes. We're making 9 cards. They're very cute. They have print on the inside and a little white image on the back. So there's 9 of those, and it comes with the card bases, which are printed with a pretty design, and all of the cutouts that we need. Also includes a stamp set. This is the stamp set images. So there's a celebrate, today and every day, thanks, hello beautiful, and some cute little flowers and leaves, and then for all you do. So we'll be using the stamp set. Kit also contains an acrylic block and a Night of Navy ink spot, all the little dimensional tape you need, tear and tape, and some pretty gold thread that we're going to use. This particular kit also includes these faux wax seals. So they're sticky on the back. They're thinner than an actual wax seal, but they have the dimension of that. So if you want to join me next week, comment beauty, and I'll put a link. I'll send you a link how to register for the class. Again, it's going to be at Fred and June's in Mooresville. So if you've come to some of the ones in Denver, just take note, this one's in the Mooresville location. And this kit also is still available for purchase on my website. So if you'd like that, just comment beauty and I'll send you a link to register for the event, or a link where you can buy it online if you want to just buy it and make it at home yourself. It does have all the instructions and even pictures, so you'll be able to do this on your own with everything that's included. The only thing, there's 2 things I kind of bring along when I'm doing these kits. One is a pair of scissors, and that's really just to open the package. It comes kind of shrink wrapped in plastic. And then sometimes if there's thread or ribbon, the scissors are handy for that. But any kind of scissors will do. And we do have that gold thread in today's kit. And then the other thing I usually have nearby, which I don't right now, is a little wet one or wet wipe. So I can clean up the stamps as I use them and clean any ink off my fingers. All right, let's turn the camera around and make these cards. So I did get a head start on this kit. I've already made a couple of the cards. Here's card number 1. I have 2 of them finished, and we'll make one together. And then this is card number 2. So we'll make this as well. Looks like I didn't put that down yet. So let's start with card number 1. And when you look in the instructions, it shows you all the things that you need. And it also shows you kind of the order to do things in, where to stamp, and even where to place the dimensional tape or the tear and tape. So for card number 1, this is our base. It's printed on both sides with this pretty blue leaf kind of print. And then we need one of these scallop circles. These just punch out. We'll be stamping on that. And we have an extra one. There's a lot of extras in this kit, so you'll be able to make more cards for sure with the leftovers. And then we need, so we'll be stamping that. We need a little square, one of the little white squares that we're gonna stamp on. And we need gold. So one of the sheets in here has these gold punch outs. They're really pretty shiny, and it coordinates with the gold thread. And then we'll be using 2. I think we're using one of these. Yeah, just one of those. Okay, so for our stamping, we need the Hello Beautiful, and we need the little flower thing. And we need the block. So we'll do the flower first. So we just put the stamp on our block, ink it up. And so each person that comes to the class is going to get their own stamp set, their own ink, and their own block. So we don't have to worry about sharing, and you'll be able to take that home with you and use it on more cards. Well, I'm here. I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp my extra one. So that'll be all ready to go when I want to make another card. Okay, these are really cute. Cute little motif. And then I'm just going to set that aside and get the Hello Beautiful. So when you're making a kit like this, I do think it goes a lot faster if you do everything for card number 1 and make all 3 of them at the same time. But I did 2, and then I saved one to do on a video so you could see how it all comes together. But normally I would do all 3 of card 1 and, you know, all 3 stamps. That way you're only using this stamp, mounting it 1 time, stamping it 3 times, and then washing it once. This makes a really nice stamped image. The blue is very pretty. So now we're ready to assemble. So that was pretty quick, right? So the white with Hello Beautiful is going to go on top of the gold. And you can see in the directions here, it shows use a little strip of tear and tape. So that's this tape. I'll put that right on top. Take the back off. And we'll just mount that as straight as we can get it. So that'll be ready to go on our card down there. On this one, we're going to use dimensionals on the back. We're going to put dimensionals on the back of this too. And then on the bottom, so that'll be down here, on the bottom, we're gonna catch the little end of this punched out set of leaves. So that'll stick to it like that. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this one down about there. Of course, remember to take the back off of your tape. I forgot that. I'm like, how come it's not sticking? And then take the back off of this tape. And I'm going to put that here, just overlapping a little bit and trying to get it straight. Now, I think the trickiest part of this are these little wax seals. They are sticky on the back, so that's good. And we're going to take some of this thread, and I imagine it tells you how long. It says 22.5 inches. I am just going kind of general there. And then we're gonna like wrap it around. You can do anything you want with this. I like to kind of wrap it around my fingers like that and then twist it. So I have a little bit of a figure 8. And if there's some loose threads, that's okay. It adds interest, or you can tuck them in. And then I'm gonna stick that to the back of this seal. So do you see how that has some nice ribbon now? I like my end tucked in here, so I'll tuck that down. And now I've used up a lot of the stickiness on the back of this. So I might have to add another bit of stick to it. And I'm gonna do that by putting a dimensional down near the bottom. So I kind of did a test fit to see where will it be hanging over, not on top of something that already has dimensional. And if I add that now right in there, it's stuck down good. And it's the same dimension as this and this, because it's got that little dimensional popping up on the bottom. So there you have it. That's card number 1. If you want, of course, you could stamp something else on the inside. You could do maybe celebrate today and every day, or you could put a little flower inside. I'm going to do it just as the instructions said for the purpose of this video. All right, card number 2 has a pretty arch, and it has thanks on it. Now, I actually had already got a start on that one. So I already did the stamping there. But I need one more piece that I'm trying to find. Here we are. So this one actually has a lot of layers to it, because here, this is the card base and the back is printed. And there is a little outline of the arch here. You could stamp directly on this card and save this layer to make another card. And if you mess up or something, you have this layer to try. But this layer is almost exactly the same. So it's white and it has the little dotted outline of the arches. And I had already stamped on it before I figured out that you didn't really need to. So we'll tape this layer down. And you want to get it lined up in the center, because we're going to put this arch over it, and you want the openings to line up. So that's down with Terran tape, so that's flat against the bottom. And then this arched layer, we're going to put dimensionals. So it creates a little bit of like a shadow box look. I think it's very pretty. I like the color with the Night of Navy ink on the blue flower. And then this sort of tan. I'm sure there's a fancy name for it, like crumb cake maybe. Or, yeah, probably crumb cake is the name of this color. These cards, I'll tell you, these cards look very fancy when you're done. You're like, people will be surprised. You made this? All right, so I'm lining that up so that I can see the little dots in the layer below and getting it straight. So this has a lot of dimension, if you can see that. All right, now for this one, I normally do the stamping first, but sometimes I get excited and start taping things together. So we're gonna be stamping the words "For All You Do" on the gray. And we're gonna layer that over another one of these gold punch outs with a pretty scalloped border. So we'll get I mean, honestly, friends, this is the hardest part, is constantly finding the next piece that you need. I I tend to make such, I spread out so much when I'm doing this. So get your stamp nice and straight on your block, which is easy to do because you can see right through it. And then we'll ink it up. And it's pretty fun. To me, it's fun using these little ink pads. Center this on the gray strip. Again, there's probably a fun name for it, like Granite Gray or Smoky Slate. I'm not sure which one it is. And then I'm going to use a strip of tear and tape on the back. Whoa, never had that happen. My tear and tape kind of separated on the roll. That's all right. Make sure it's facing in the right direction. I guess it doesn't matter, but the scallop's down in the picture I'm following. And try and get that straight across. Now on this, I'm going to put dimensionals, but I'm only going to put it about where the words are so that it's stuck to this bottom layer. And then on either end, I'm going to put a tiny piece of tear and tape. So when you're doing things that are like overlapping two different layers, you can use this technique where you put a piece of tape or glue dot where you want it to be flat to the layer that's already popped up. And then you can use dimensionals in another part where you're adhering to the layer below it, the one that's not popped up. Hopefully that makes sense. I think you'll see when I get it together. Oh, these little dogs are sticky. Everything's sticky, sticky, sticky today. Extra sticky. All right. So you can kind of get a feel, even just looking at it that way, that over here, it's not going to add to the thickness that's already on the card on the edges, but in the center, it'll support it nicely. There. So see, it's like stuck to the second layer over here, and in the middle, it's got glue dots. So this is really a nice dimensional card. Okay, now we put on our fun seal and our gold ribbon, gold thread. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of just wrap this around my fingers. Get a nice kind of loose selection. I flip it over like a crazy 8. On this one, they actually show 2 loops coming up the top instead of one off the top and one off the bottom, but you can adjust, but I'll try and follow that. Then I just take my loose ends and stick them to the back. There, that's pretty. Now on this one, we also have to stick 2 of these little punched out leaves on the bottom. So see what a pretty little embellishment that is? And then we want to place it in a way that doesn't cover up the words. So I'm going to put it right there. Stick it down good. So there's card number 2. Thanks for all you do. Really pretty dimension on this one. All right, and now card number 3. It says, celebrate today and every day. And I think this is going to be a really beautiful card for a wedding that I'm going to next weekend. Now this one, the card base is printed on both sides. One is like a a really subtle stripe, and one has the leaves that coordinate with the envelopes. In the directions, they show it this way with the stripe part as the front of the card. I'll make it that way, but I think I'm going to make one of them at least this way too with the flowers. So you can mix it up. It's really pretty when they give you that option. All right, so for this one, we are going to stamp on here first with the little leaf design that they, just like they show you there. So let's get that. I haven't made this one yet, so I have all three of these to make. Well, now that I see that you're stamping on the front, maybe I will just go conventional and use the stripe front. This might be, no, I'm going to mix it up. I'm going my own way. But for the sample, I'll do it exactly as the instructions show. All right, now we need the celebrate today and every day. And I am going to do all three of those while I have it out. But I think I'm not going to use that little stamp on the other two cards. All right. So when you make these, this kit, you use every single stamp that's in the stamp set. So you get to try them all out. And it's a good selection of cards to have on hand. So Hello Beautiful, you could use that certainly for a birthday, but also just for a Just Because card. And then Thank You card, thanks for all you do, and then a Celebrate card. So I like this kit. You'll definitely be using all of these. And I do like to do a practice stamp before I stamp on my actual card. It just helps get a better image. I think the second time and beyond, it's a good image. The first time, sometimes it's a little spotty. There's one. And this one, although it's a very light shade of gray. If you mess up, there's one extra. Or you can flip it over and just use the white side. It'll look just fine, I'm sure. I don't think anybody will go, hey, that should have been gray. Unless it's, you know, one of your very best friends that likes to point things out and help you improve. But most people wouldn't even know. All right, so we got the Celebrate Today and Every Day done. And then this goes on top of these really pretty golds. I don't know what you would call this, banner shape. I'll call it a banner shape. And they didn't give us any extra gold pieces in here, unfortunately. All right, now I'm going to tape this down to the back, and I'll do two so you can see what it looks like each way with the card back. It's nice that you have both tape and dimensional tape in this kit. There's kind of a use for each. All right, I'll just set that one aside till later. Then we layer up this pretty pattern paper on top of this gold frame. Just using the tear and tape. So I think this is going to be a very fun class to do. And I have not yet been to the Mooresville location of Fred and June's books, but they just moved into, I think they've been in Mooresville for quite some time. They have a really big following of people who are book lovers. And I love the Denver store, which was their second store. And then after they moved into the Denver store, they moved their Mooresville store just down the road, I understand, to a much bigger location. So I'm pretty excited to go see it and have a Sunday afternoon making cards with lovely ladies. All right, so there is that one. I'm going to go ahead and see how the other one looks using the card in the other direction. So what do you think? Do you like these cards? Put in the comments, remember, put in the comments beauty if you want the link to register. You also could go to Fred and June's books, look at their events, and find the event on April 26th and register directly there. But I can send the link if you comment beauty. I'll also include the link to the kit itself in case you'd prefer to, in case you can't make it next week and you want to just purchase it and make it on your own. Or if you'd like me to get it for you and make it at an upcoming gathering I have, let me know that too. I could do that. Okay, this is very pretty, I think. I like this coordination where the inside square here, rectangle, has the, I don't know the name, the aqua colored background with white leaves, and then the background is a lighter color with dark leaves. That's a very pretty look. So I'll make both of these at the same time. On our Celebrates, we're going to put dimensionals on the backing to pop these up. I have a lot of dimensionals, so I'm going to use more than they show. And then let me know what kind of kits I should do next. I think I'll be alternating between the Denver and the Mooresville bookstores. You know, do Denver 1 month and Mooresville the next. Last month we did Denver and we made a beautiful butterfly gardens card kit. And if you missed that one, I do have some extra kits. So let me know and I could get you one. Or if I need to do a makeup class for that, let me know. I think there were a lot of people interested in joining but couldn't come on that day. So this is going to go across right about where we stamped those 2 leaves earlier. Very pretty. So definitely let me know what you think we should do next. There's one kit out that's very pretty. It's called Painted Skies. It's got like sunsets and I think a sailboat and a lighthouse image. So that would be pretty. There's another kit that's called, I think, Happy Occasions. That has 3 different designs of like oval shaped cards. And that one's beautiful. And then the other one I'm thinking of, I gotta think about it in my head. What was the third one? There's a birthday kit coming out. So we could do birthday cards again. The one that's coming out looks adorable and it has all kinds of balloons on it. So kind of think birthday and balloons. let me know what you think we should do next. I also could do, I have one that might be really good for May. It's called Maritime Moments. It's sort of like boats, and would be very good for Father's Day and masculine cards. But I'd love to know what kind of cards you'd like to make. On this one, shows it kind of off to the upper side. Like that. And then we do have some leaves that we're putting on this. Some nice dark blue leaves. So let's see, this should go, the backs of these are very sticky. It should go that way. And you definitely have to push this seal down good to get it to stick and stay, because we've got things on the back that kind of take away some of the stickiness. So there's card number 3, alternate. And here is card number 3, standard direction, following the directions. And boy, we have a lot of things left here. We have, of course, the stamp set you can use again. We have a good amount of gold thread. We have some of the cutouts, extras of each, and, you know, a really versatile stamp set. So I'll see if I can make an extra or two and have that ready for the people that come to the class as well. I think that's always fun to do. This one is not wanting to be folded. I'm kind of interested in getting out my wax seals. I see a lot of wax seals lately. I went through a phase where I collected some seals and the wax, and they have not been unpacked since I moved to North Carolina. So I know I haven't used it in at least 5 years. I've been here 5 years now. All right, so here we are. We'll have 3 of each of these. Card number 3 in two different ways of using the card base. And then card number 2. I got to tape together the other 2, but that's one of them. And card number 1. Hello, beautiful. Thanks for all you do, and celebrate today and every day. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you love this kit and you want to come make it with us at the bookstore on Sunday, April 26th. Or if you missed that or can't make the event, you can always get the kit online and make it by yourself, or join me at any of my paper pumpkin events and bring this kit along to make with us. Have a great day.